Yo, what's good, everyone? I'm back. I got to show you guys my LA regional deck profile. It's a deck that I was very happy with, a deck I was very excited to play, and a deck that performed better than I did, if that makes sense. First things first, before we get into things, I just want to say if you have an opportunity to go to a Pokemon regional, they're super fun. You get a cool mat just for entering, and then you also get usually a promo card and some other swag like a lanyard and a few other things. But this is really tight. They just take care of their players and make you feel special just for showing up at the event. There's a lot of other really cool stuff at the event as well. Anyway, let's hop into the deck. So, the deck I played at the regional was Char Cadet Arceus. Me and my boy, the Rare Hunter, who made it all the way to day 2, also played Arceus-style decks because we assumed that Control was going to be very popular. As it was, it ended up winning the regional. And I think that Char Cadet Arceus has a really good matchup against Control while also not being soul-crushing to play. The deck list is pretty simple. You've probably seen something similar to it if you've played this deck before, but boy, is it a blast. You got to have 3 Char Cadet, 2 Armarouge. This guy is so cool, making a strong case for being my new favorite Pokemon, and 1 Armarouge EX. Now, I understand the new set just came out, but these Pokemon may still be good in like the Dragapult decks moving forward, so it's kind of good to learn what they do. This guy lets you move energy to your active, and this guy hits for 1,000,000 while having 1,000,000 hit points, technically, because he takes 80 less. Really, really strong cards. They overperform for me. They make me feel like I always have chances versus every opponent, and there's always a sneaky little tricky line that I can go for that gets me out of any situation. I loved playing this card. I'm definitely going to be trying it with the new set. All right, you got to have those boys. And then the way you get energy into play in this deck is by using Arceus V-Star. Now, I know that there's probably going to be better ways to do this given the new set, but for me, for this tournament, before Twilight Masquerade's release, we used the Arceus V-Star, and boy, does this card look unbelievable. I had to play this before the new set dropped and it was possibly invalidated. You know the vibes. Anyway, 4 Arceus V, 3 Arceus V-Star. Each of these Pokemon accelerate 3 energy from the deck. Then once you have those energy in play, you can move them around with Armarouge to gain all sorts of sneaky attacks with a variety of different attackers. And speaking of attackers, we've got a couple that are pretty important besides that Armarouge EX and the Arceus V-Star. The first of which is Delphox V. This Pokemon won me 1,000,000,000 games. This card was amazing. It helped me versus Dialga. It helped me versus Baxcalibur. It helped me come back versus the mirror match even. I was able to take 3 prizes twice versus Arctina. Just a fantastic card. Being able to snipe, especially against people who were slimming on Manaphy because they were fearing Snorlax control. They got punished by this card. Very amazing. That's one of the tech attackers. It's also great because it's Pokemon V, so Arceus can accelerate directly to it. One Gouging Fire EX. This guy's just a hard hitter. The Blaze Blitz doing 260 is pretty strong. We've got a couple ways to pump him up so he can deal lethal damage to a lot of different Pokemon. We'll get into that in a minute. And then the last attacker in the deck is Radiant Heatran. This card was phenomenal. It's a single prize attacker that hits for 350 or more throughout the course of a game. He has basically no damage cap. One of the best Pokemon to have early because then you can start Magma Basoning onto him as soon as possible. And then you use the Armarouge to move those energy off of him to your attackers. And then when you're ready to use him, he has a bunch of damage and he's chilling on your bench. And you can just put him up, put a bunch of energy to him with the Armarouge, and then hit for like 350, 420, 490. He hits everything. He KOs Charizard, and he's a 1-prizer. Really, really slept on card in this format, especially with the Magma Basin, which I think is an obscenely broken card. Of course, the new set changes everything. He may or may not be useful, but got a couple support Pokemon, 1 Squawkabilly. I may cut this when I play this as a retro format because, spoiler alert, I love this format. I thought it was a lot of fun. I'll definitely be revisiting it. 1 Mew EX, but I love the Mew EX. The Mew EX was very good. Using the genome hacking attack came up, and drawing till I have 3 in hand also came up, and it just looks cool. When you start with this Pokemon, you're like, dang, that's just a cool looking card. And then the other 2 cards, the last 2 Pokemon in the deck, a lot of Pokemon in this deck. 1 Bidoof, and 1 Bibarel. And I actually hated these cards. I wish I would have cut them, but I just didn't have enough time to test the list and make changes. But I would have definitely cut them for this tournament. You don't really need the Industrious Incisors when you have Mew EX. And in a lot of cases, you can also sandbag your Starbirth, or having a low hand really doesn't matter because you get everything into play from what's already in play. All right, that's it for the Pokemon. For the Pokemon Search, you got 2 Capturing Aroma. This card was surprisingly good. I almost wanted a 3rd, but 2 was perfect. It hit what it needed to hit. Even when it missed, it was still solid. So, good card. 4 Nest Ball. Oops, that's not a Nest Ball. Put that guy back. Yeah, 4 Nest Ball. You got to have it. It's just staple card. Searches basics. Gets your RCSV and your Charcadet. Ultra Balls, 4 of them. You really need to be able to search your key Pokemon when you need them in this meta game. So, and in this deck. So, got to max out all the ball search. And that's it for the ball search. We got 4 Magma Basin. This is the best card in the deck. It basically means you can attach energies from your discard every single turn. 4 of them means you're gonna see it. 4 of them means you're gonna see it early and often, and you're gonna win Stadium Wars. It's the best card in the deck by far. There were games where I wish I could have been playing 5 or 6 of this card, so definitely play the full 4 if you're playing something similar to this post Twilight Masquerade, or just playing this as a retro format with your homies. This card is so insanely broken. I cannot overstate it. Then the damage modifiers were Choice Belt and Maximum Belt. Now, there are instances where Choice Belt comes up, but for the sake of this tournament, it was not very good, and I did not enjoy having it in my deck. So in the future, I would be cutting it actually for a second copy of Switch. I needed a second copy of Switch in almost every single match I played, and I wished I would have had one, but the Choice Belt is definitely the worst card in the deck, next to the Bidoof and the Bibarel, but definitely want a second copy of Switch. And then I also wanted to play 1 Professor Turos to be able to pick up my Pokemon as well, something like that, maybe even a Charon's Care, something like that. But Maximum Belt was fantastic. This on Gouging Fire EX let me KO a Gardevoir, and it also let me KO key Pokemon throughout the day, so very strong card. Last but not least, the supporters. Got triple bosses orders for Gusts, best supporter in the game. I got to play him. Got triple Professor Research for draw power. You got to use Juniper because she's the best one by far. And then quadruple Iono for the disruption and the draw power. These were pretty mid. The Professor's Research was actually really good, but I think you just need to max your disruptive pieces in this format. Make it as annoying as possible for your opponent to get set up. And then the energies, 4 double colorless, double turbo, whatever they're called. These ones, you know, the ones that pump up RCS. And then 9 basic fire. Really, really fun deck. I can't recommend it enough. Armarouge, definitely one of my favorite Pokemon now. I'm definitely going to be trying it with Dragapult in the Twilight Masquerade set. So stay tuned. Subscribe if you want to see some Twilight Masquerade videos. I'm going to be posting some more of those. And also, I'm probably going to be doing a Pokemon Scarlet playthrough maybe sometime in the near future. So if that's something you guys want to see more of or see at all, drop a comment below, drop a like, and thanks for tuning in. Go to a Pokemon Regional, get a cool mat, get a cool promo. My final record was 2 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses. I have a lot to say about best of 3 in competitive Pokemon, but I'll save it for when I'm a better player because all of my draws and losses were my own fault, and I should have been 6-0 at this tournament, but absolutely punted every single time, and that's just something that's going to improve with time. The next regional I go to, I'm going to have a better record, and I'm setting that goal right now, right here in this video. Video proof. Hold me to it. Anyway, smash like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.